Lastly, you've just come back on the cusp of Usyk Fury. They've just had the announcement press conference for the rematch. I expect if, like you say, Joshua is not going to roll the dice this time, then even though Dubois is fighting in February, you've already said he said that Usyk's the fight you want again, assuming that he still has the belts. But he showed up differently. I don't know if you've seen him at the press conference. He looked, he shaving down. He's got the hitman going.
The guy, he compared those silly bugger games to other people. I know Fury's not going to buy that. He plays games, he comes up with a hitman. Yeah, fine. You're entitled to do whatever, dress how you ever want to dress. That's his little silly games that he plays. I don't think Fury will buy that.
You think Fury is ready for him the second time? Well, best.
Yeah. I said he was ready the first time. It was a tight fight. With the exception of the round 9, it was a close fight. And Fury was doing exceptionally well till, like I said, he could tell you. He's now come out. I heard he said that his partner, unfortunately. So, which again, people don't understand what fighters carry, the things they carry. In some cases, like that's a classic example. Nobody was to know what he was going through prior to the fight, but he still had to turn up and fight. And look at that, So when you put that into the equation, now assuming he has no other personal issues, mental issues, because that would be weighing heavily on your mind. Let's say he's free from anything like that, please God, and he can just mind is totally focused on the fight. Not because people might think I'm a bitter person who I don't hate Usyk. I've said I'm a fan of Usyk's boxing. He's a masterful boxer, majestic boxer, exceptional boxer for what he's achieved. But I believe I'll choose Fury over him all day long. I predicted the first time Fury would be victorious over him. I was wrong. I'm still backing Fury to beat this man when they rematch in December.
They say a happy fighter is a victorious fighter.
A dangerous fighter.
A dangerous fighter. Fighter is a dangerous fighter. I'm saying a happy trainer is a victorious trainer. How about that?
That works.
And that smile that you've come back from the Gold Coast with, I'm fortunate enough to at least have a different vantage point. I got a chance to talk to Daniel while he was out there. I got a chance to talk to you just before you left and immediately when you came back. And I see a difference in both of you. He is relaxed and confident and comfortable in his own skin. He's accomplished what he said he set out to do, and now everyone has to acknowledge it. There's no more paper champion. There's no more none of this nonsense.
Correct.
And you have, in your own right, done the same, but instead of going to Brazil where he went and relaxed as he should, you went back to the motherland to reconnect to your root, to where you were born and originally reared. What was the reception like returning to the continent?
Wow, where do I start? Let me clear something. Obviously, we said the motherland. We're talking about the whole of Africa, right?
Right.
So it doesn't matter what part you go to, it's still the motherland.
That's right.
I'm from Nigeria, which is literally next door to Ghana. So I went to Ghana. I've never been to Ghana. It's my first visit to Ghana. And wow, what a reception. Totally unexpected. I booked a flight with my partner, Maxine, and just to go on a break. I've got land that I purchased that I have ambitions to build on it in the near future, God willing. So I merely went there to look at the land and have a little sunshine.
You went there to look at land that you're building on.
Yes.
But also, metaphorically, you went there to build on a foundation that you left behind to come here and
correct
and level up in your career. And
correct. I've been in England for 50 years. I came into England at the age of 13, and that's exactly coincidentally was in October 1974, which coincided with the historic Rumble in the Jungle affair, which is the fight that I watched that got me hooked on boxing. Which I got into boxing purely. And it coincidentally, it's 50 years to the same month, October, is when I trained a young man in the name of Daniel Dubois to become a world champion. When I sit down and reflect, my goodness, it's almost like, wow, 50 years to the date, to the month I entered this country. And to get it, not to come here to box. No, I didn't. I came here to study. And then 50 years to that month, I trained a young man in the name of Daniel Dubois to become the IBF world champion. It's kind of, it was meant to be, basically. So I returned home, what I would call home. And the reception I got, they laid on, it was a surprise. I got picked up, escorted from the airport like I was some kind of diplomat, the treatment I got. Yeah.
You're an ambassador of sorts.
It was overwhelming. My people, I felt, we've got clips of it, which I'll show to you. All right. When I arrived at the airport, totally unexpected. They had the national press, come to welcome me, interviewed me right there at the airport. I thought, wow, it was overwhelming in a nice way.
When you leave your home country to get a better opportunity someplace else, and then have the opportunity to return as an ambassador, as a conquering warrior, if you will, and see the condition that has transpired in your absence, right? I realize, again, I know Ghana, this was your first visit, but as we said, the motherland as a whole of Africa, they all have very similar in some degree experiences for those who haven't left and haven't had a chance to see the rest of the world and come back. So it's your neighboring country. You see what the fight, I guess, game, if you will, has there to offer, right? There's, like, what I love about this sport is there's fighters all over the world, every corner of the world. I say it's the one sport you're born knowing how to play. And in Ghana, that's no exception, except that they don't have necessarily a vehicle for their talent. They don't have an infrastructure to hone the skills of people who have natural talent or the drive to become better. So when you return there and saw, like, every place in the world has these aspiring boxers, what kind of talent were you met with, and what kind of conditions were these talented young men training in?
Wow, where do I start? First and foremost, I forgot to mention 2 reasons I visited Ghana. 3 reasons. Look at the piece of land I'm hoping to build on. There's the top coach in Ghana called Carl Loco. He's the main coach in Ghana. His gym is the Bronx, straight out of the America. The gym's called the Bronx Boxing Club, and it's in an area called Bookham. Okay. Bookham, the famous, legendary Azuma Nelson is from Bookham. And in Bookham, within 2-mile radius of an area, there are at least 20 boxing gyms. That's how, how it's a religion. It's a way of life, and it's a way of trying to get out of poverty, because these people don't have much. They really don't have much. It's one of those things I encourage every boxer that's based here, no matter what color you are. It's a place you should take a trip to, see these people. You will come sprinting back here with fire in your belly to go and achieve. Because these people, what I saw, what I witnessed, wow. Like I said, I can't really describe it. You have to be there to experience it. And just the journey, when we got into the area, to see how people are living rough. They're living day by day to get food, and then we were led through these passages, really run down, the environment, and then suddenly we were led into a room that it's a gym, resembled a gym. This gym, the Bronx Boxing Club in Bookham, do you know how many champions Carl Loco, the coach, has produced over the years? People like Richard Comey, Isaac Dugbo, many talents have come out of that gym in Ghana.
Yet that gym's not a household name around the world. if those kind of champions had come out of someplace in America or England, we'd know the name of the gym and you'd know the name of the trainer.
Right. So myself and Carl Loco and Scott Duffy, who's based here, we've been discussing with view to go to Ghana to build. Everybody has, once you come into an industry, you also plan your exit. My exit is that I want to open a boxing academy in Ghana. So part of my trip was to look at my land and look at how I'm going to start. It's not, I don't come from Ghana. Even if I went back to Nigeria to do the same thing, I still have to do my research to say, is this viable? Can I do this here?
Right.
Yeah, so that's part of why I went there, to look how to make things better for these kids. They all joined that gym. It's an amateur and pro gym joint. It's an amateur gym as well as professional gym. Yeah, so I went there to have a look for myself, and what I saw, it was I'll send you the video. You know what? I'm very emotional. I gave a speech to the boxers, and the look on the way they were looking at me, like with hope. They look at you like, give us hope, give us a sense of that we're gonna get out of this poverty. That's what I saw and that's what I felt, and I couldn't hold it together. I cried pretty easy because I'm very emotional. I broke down a couple of times when I was speaking to these boxers, and it's I encourage anyone. I'll take you there. God willing, soon I will take you there to see for yourself.